Time for race 3 of the weekend for the Junior Saloon Car Championship. They're already on their green flag lap. And the grid will be formed according to the third fastest time from the qualifying session for each driver yesterday. It will be Josh Salvadori on pole in car number 110, looking for his second win of the weekend. Ollie Smith on the front row for the first time in car number 80. Second row treble to Ollie Kerr and 46 Luca Maserati. Third row Lewis Stannard, number 19, and number 70 Wilf Butler, winner of race 1 yesterday. Row 4 is Leon Holly, number 87, and 26 Louis Austin. Fifth row Kyle Wells and Max Scharfegger. They tangled in yesterday's race in the rain. Row 6 Martin Wright, number 14, and 27 Matthew Swatton. Seventh row Sherry-Ann Powell, number 42, and number 7 Joe Wood. And 35 Tom Algar and treble 3 Lexi Powell complete the grid. This will be another 15-minute race. Josh Salvadori led all the way in this morning's race. Yesterday was on for a podium, but picked up a penalty for track limits, and it was Wilf Butler who went on to win in the number 70. Ollie Kerr looking for his first win on the second row. Ollie Smith, one of our newcomers, the green and blue car on the right, on the outside the front row. Also looking for his first win is Luca Maserati, going from the outside of row 2. Red lights are on, revs are up, and away they go. Race 3 of the weekend for the Junior Saloon Car Championship, down towards Redgate for the first time. It's Josh Salvadori who leads them off ahead of Ollie Smith. Looks like it's Kerr that's up into third place, side by side between Maserati and Stannard for fourth position. A couple of cars run out wide, but it's Josh Salvadori in the Lightning McQueen lookalike who leads the way into the Craner curves for the first time. Still side by side for fourth, Luca Maserati and Lewis Stannard. Looks like Maserati's going to come out with that fourth place. Wilf Butler in behind them in sixth, and here comes Kyle Wells trying to make it 3 wide, and Ollie Kerr, I think that was, no, Wilf Butler, sorry, who nearly lost it there coming through the old hairpin. He got a wheel onto the grass on the entry and almost spun him round. Up towards McLean's for the first time. Ollie Kerr closing up on Ollie Smith for second place. Smith runs out a bit wide. Luca Maserati all over the back of the Simpson Race exhaust car there of treble 2 Ollie Kerr. He's got Lewis Stannard keeping an eye on him as well in fifth position. Already Salvadori is clearing off. Third in the points last year behind Harry Smith and Jonathan Moore. We heard from Jonathan this weekend. We're going to be racing in the Porsche Sprint Challenge in a Porsche Cayman this year. Big step up from the Saxo. Jonathan Moore, a very talented racer runner-up in the points last season. One car going out very wide there and almost into the barriers. I think that's Max Scharfegger in the grey car. Loses a few places as a result. That's going to allow Leon Holly to come through, and also in there is Martin Wright in the number 14 towards the tail of the field. Ollie Kerr chasing Smith now, the two Olivers together for second and third place. Luca Maserati has dropped a couple of car lengths back in fourth ahead of Lewis Stannard. A good drive by Ollie Smith looking for his main podium in the Formula. All the time Salvadori is getting away. Lewis Stannard still on the tail of Luca Maserati for fourth position. Tries to go for the outside. Next in the order is Kyle Wells, and then it's Wilf Butler, winner of race 1 yesterday in the wet, has gone down to 7th. Lewis Stannard to the inside. Something went flying there. Whether that was a bit of Stannard's car or one of the markers, I'm not sure. So he's going to try and take fourth place into the chicane. Still side by side. They've been side by side for almost the whole race, these two. So Maserati turns in, holds the place. This is allowing Kyle Wells to close up in the 4.48, and as high as second earlier on. Can he take Lewis Stannard here and move into P5? He's being almost pushed along there. And yes, they both go past Lewis Stannard. That's Carl Wells and Wilf Butler. Louis Austin's going to try and move through as well. Thought Stannard had dropped down the timing screen there, but no, his transponder's not working, I don't think. Meanwhile, the battle for second. Ollie Kerr's got his headlights on to try and intimidate Ollie Smith ahead of him. This is the fight for fifth. The Vinnersport car of Kyle Wells ahead of the number 70 of Wilf Butler. Josh Salvadori leads by over 2 seconds now, though he's done the fastest lap, 1:26.96. Up the inside, Stannard throws a move up the inside there of Wilf Butler to try and take that place back again. Thought they were both going to run wide over the gravel there, but they've saved it. Nice little fight developing here. Stannard will get the place away at Coppice. Side by side now for second, Smith and Kerr still together. Can Kerr take P2 into the chicane? Going to have to be fairly late on the brakes here. They're still side by side, and Ollie Smith, good defensive work, holds that second place. Let's see what Luca Maserati can do now. He's going to take the wider line. Kerr in the middle, Smith on the left. A spinner in the background. Oh, that's Patrick. That's Max Scharfegger again. It's Patrick Scharfegger, the former Caterham and now Citroen C1 competitor. Max Scharfegger has spun out of the chicane. Meanwhile, still 4 cars at it for second place, and still Ollie Smith holding the place ahead of, in third, Ollie Kerr. Then it's Kyle Wells who's got through into P4 ahead of Maserati. With Stannard and Wilf Butler behind a train of 6 cars. They're trying to emulate the Caterhams here, I think. Josh Salvadori is missing all the fun out in front. Everybody else scrapping behind him. Wondering if once one of them gets past Ollie Smith, they'll start to trail up to the back of Josh Salvadori. Maybe he's the cork in the bottle here, as through goes Lewis Stannard past Luca Maserati into Coppice. He's got that tight line into Coppice nailed down, hasn't he? Ollie Smith holding that second position down into the chicane. Is Ollie Kerr thinking about a move this time? I don't think he is. Through the Robert chicane for the 4th time. The fastest lap for Salvadori, 1:26.907. He leads now by just under 4 seconds. Starting to spread out across the straight now, and Ollie Kerr with a late lunge up the inside on Ollie Smith, but Smith still holds that second place. Goes out a bit wide on the exit. This is Kerr's opportunity to try and take second place, but no, Smith again moves across and takes line. Very defensive driver is Ollie Smith. Kyle Wells in 4th place. Stannard 5th, Maserati 6th, Butler 7th. Climb up towards McLean's once again. Louis Austin there in 8th place, next in the order. Martin Wright 9th. Leon Holly rounds out the top 10. Climb up to Coppice. Still no change in position at the moment. Will they all close up together again as they come down towards the chicane? Ollie Smith defending. Wells a little bit sideways there on the way into the chicane, bounced over the curbs on the exit as a result of that. Could leave him under pressure from Lewis Stannard in the number 19. Kerr and Smith weaving about at the front of this group. Ollie Kerr will try and dummy back to the inside into Redgate. No, you don't, says Ollie Smith. Ideal step up from karting, these little Citroen Saxo VTRs. Dart them about like you can in a kart. Still your leader is Ollie Smith. Leader of this battle in second place in the race because Josh Salvadori is in a race of his own up front. 4.5 seconds clear now. Swing their way through the right-hander at McLean's. Lewis Stannard maybe gearing up for an attack on Kyle Wells, the ex-Ninja Kart racer here. Yes, he's got a run on the inside coming out of Coppice. We said he got that line nailed down. Smith and Kerr try to go side by side, but Kerr's on the outside line for the chicane. But I think Stannard's going to get P4 away here from Kyle Wells if he breaks late enough. They're side by side on the way in. There was a bit of rubbing there. Wells still has the place. Now Maserati's able to move back up on them as a result of them losing a bit of momentum, and he might split this pairing, but Wilf Butler's going to go for the inside. 3 wide for 5th position into Red Gates. Stannard just about holds the place. Down the hill towards the old hairpin, and that is Leon Holly. He's in the gravel at, I think that's on the outside of Redgate, possibly. Facing the wrong way. Well, he was 10th. His debut weekend in the championship looks like it's come to an early end. Just over 5 minutes of this race to go. Lewis Stannard back onto the tail of Kyle Wells. Going to use his favoured tighter line through Coppice. Kyle Wells a little bit sideways, under braking there. But Smith and Kerr have got clear into 2nd and 3rd. The main battle is for 4th place now. And I think the safety car is going to come out for that car stranded at Red Gates. This is going to close everybody up. That's the last thing Josh Salvadori needed to see. So he was a long, long way ahead. About 5 seconds ahead of the pack, but there's the safety car. And his lead is going to be wiped out. 4.5 minutes this race to go now. I think Leon Holly's car has been recovered by the marshal, so we should get just 1 lap of safety car here. There he is. May have been a little bit of contact there because his wing mirror's hanging off. Is that the 4th wing mirror we've lost from these Saxos through the course of this weekend? Leon Holly, all the way from Cullompton in Devon. Make his way around to the back of the pack. Looks like his rear windscreen may be broken there as well. Let's have a look as he comes up towards Coppice. Yes, we can see there the rear windscreen has been smashed in that incident as well by the look of things. So I'm not sure what's happened there. Doesn't look as if the car's rolled over, thankfully. Of this race to go. Leon Holly, I think, has come into the pits. Yeah, lights out atop the safety car, so it's just a single lap. Josh Salvadori hoping to pull away again on the restart. Should get a couple more laps on the restarts. Or can Ollie Smith pounce for a win on his debut weekend? Revs rise. Over the line they come, ready for the restart. Carl Wells almost pushing Ollie Kerr there. He's determined to attack right from the off here. Now side by side for 2nd place. They're going to fan out across the straight. They could go 5 wide for the lead here. Josh Salvadori didn't get the restart he wanted. Look at Ollie Smith around the outside. He's gone into the gravel. He's tried too hard there. That's lost him his chance of victory. And the rest of the pack, well, it looks like the M1 on a bad day. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Salvadori's been railroaded right back. They're pushing and shoving down the Craner curves. Lewis Stannard's got through into the lead. How's he done that? He restarted 5th. How on earth has he got through into the lead? Well, I think that restart might be looked at by the clerk of the course. They were all over the place because I think it was because Salvadori bogged down a bit. He's down to about 5th position. Stannard's gone from 5th to 1st. It's Luca Maserati 2nd. He restarted 6th. 3rd, it's Kyle Wells. And the order has totally changed. What an extraordinary restart. So Josh Salvadori, I think he's in 4th place, but he's got the weight of another pack of cars on his tail. They're still at it further back, look. Ollie Kerr's in there, and Wilf Butler as well. I think that's Louis Austin up behind them, quite possibly. These 3 have broken away slightly. We've got one more lap to go after this one. So Lewis Stannard leads it from Luca Maserati and Kyle Wells. I've not seen a restart like that before. Yeah. And nobody is in the position that they were in on the restart. They've all changed. Dodging to the inside, Kyle Wells. That's brave. Nearly hits the back of Luca Maserati. Salvadori's back up there as well. I've no idea who's going to win this. Here comes Salvadori back into it. Forces his way past Kyle Wells back up into P3. He could yet win this. They're trying to better the Caterhams for entertainment, I think, this lot. So Lewis Stannard in car number 19 from Banstead leads the way. Kyle Wells shuffled back into 4th place. Luca Maserati in 2nd place. Both of them from Banstead in Surrey, our two leaders. Josh Salvadori from Chelmsford in 3rd place. Up the inside, Salvadori forces his way up the inside. There's a load of black and white flags for track limits gone out. As Salvadori, you can see he's angry after that restart. He throws it up the inside of Luca Maserati, up into P2, but that's just let Lewis Stannard escape into the lead. And here comes Kyle Wells now. Also in there is Ollie Kerr. What on earth is going to happen for 2nd place into this chicane? Stannard's got clear, so it looks like he's going to win it. Salvadori into 2nd. What's going to happen here? They barrel their way into the chicane. Wells side by side with Maserati. They lean on each other. Wells goes out wide into the gravel. He's off into the barrier. He's not going to finish. And Lewis Stannard's going to win it. What an incredible finish. Salvadori 2nd. I think Maserati was 3rd. Yes, he comes over in 3rd place. Then Kerr, Butler, Austin, Wright, Wood, Powell, Scharfegger and Swat. And poor old Carl Wells ends his race in the barrier. Topi's all right. Thumbs up from the marshal. You're not going to push that out of there. What an extraordinary finish. I don't know what happened on that restart. They all just seem to throw their cars at Redgate simultaneously. Well, the provisional results of that one, and it will be provisional because I would imagine the clerk of the course will want to have a look at that restart. Lewis Stannard, the winner, his first win in the championship by 3/4 of a second ahead of Luca Maserati, because there's just been a penalty applied. A 5-second penalty to Josh Salvadori, and he's dropped into 7th. Now, let's have a look. Yes, that's a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits has just been applied to Josh Salvadori. So it's Stannard, Maserati and Kerr, your top 3. Butler 4th, Louis Austin 5th, then Martin Wright, good result for the scholarship winner. Salvadori down to 7th, Joe Wood 8th, he was towards the back of the grid. Sherry-Ann Powell and Matt Scharfegger, despite going off twice, completing the top 10. And then Matthew Swatton, Ollie Smith down in 12th after his off on the restart. Tom Algar, Lexi Powell, the final finisher, because we lost Kyle Wells on the last quarter and Leon Holly retired to the pits. That was nearly as frantic as the Caterhams that preceded them. Such a tame affair until that restart. Incredible. You have to feel for Kyle Wells as well. Just threw everything at it going into the chicane for the last time, but overcooked it and into the gravel he went. They're trying to make me lose my voice today, I think. And next it's the Adrian Flux Insurance MG Owners Club Championship. Let's head down to Ian Waterhouse in Park Fermate to get some reaction to that one.
Now, you wouldn't have just heard that, but Lewis Stannard has just given the biggest scream of his life. Let's put the camera on the man right here. Lewis, that was a scream and a half, wasn't it? That meant something to you, right?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, what just happened?
Well, you've won. That's what's happened. You've won. How does it feel?
I genuinely can't describe it. It's unreal. Like, it couldn't have happened without the team, without my sponsors, Agenda. I genuinely don't know what to say. Oh,
mate, congratulations. Look, I know this is emotional. Well done. Look, go enjoy it, celebrate it. You deserve it. Luca Maserati over here as well, the only man who's made the podium in every single race this weekend. Luca, it's good for the championship, these constant podiums that you get in. How was it out there?
It was a bit of a mess, wasn't it, really? It was a difficult race. I think we really struggled in the dry. I think the dryer got drier all day compared to yesterday, and we really struggled in that. But you know, 3 podiums off the back of that, with how we've been struggling, is amazing. To take that, you know, you've got to make the most of these weekends when you want to win the championship, and that's what we've done. So.
Points make prizes, mate. Well done, congratulations. I really wanted to find Oliver Kerr as well. He's in the 2-2. I actually don't know him. I've never interviewed him before, so this is his car here. He came home in 3rd place. We've got Lexi over there as well. Let's Joe, before you disappear very quickly, that's it. That's your first weekend done. How does it feel?
Yeah, amazing, honestly, and buzzing. Yeah, really excited for the next one now.
Fantastic, good, well done. Anyway, thank you so much for talking to us. We really do appreciate it.